We're here.
All right. Yay, we are live. So welcome to our August webinar for the GEG Northern Virginia group. We're glad everybody is here. I am Theresa Ducassoux. I'm a band director in Arlington, also an innovator and trainer for Google. I'm joined tonight by my co-leader. Go for it.
Hi, I'm Tyler Witman. I'm an instructional technology coordinator in Arlington. And then we're also joined tonight by Katie Fielding.
Hi. Hi, I'm Katie. I'm a tech coach in Prince William County, Virginia, and I am also a Google innovator and trainer. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much for being with us tonight. It's really awesome to have you, and we're excited to hear all about what you're gonna teach us tonight.
Yeah, excited to share.
So our plan for tonight, we just did our welcome and intros. We'll talk a little bit about what this GEG Northern Virginia is. If you haven't joined us before, we'll go through some what's new with Google, talk about some upcoming events, and then Katie will take it away and wow us with our with Google Earth. So we're really looking forward to that. So talking just about GEG Northern Virginia. So GEG standing for Google Educator Group, just a community of educators, learn, share, inspire, all of that good stuff. We really believe that we're all better together. And I think all of this time through COVID definitely proved that. We thought it was time that Northern Virginia had a Google Educator Group. So we're glad to be here for all of you. Our actual group is a Google group that you can join. That means you'll be on the listserv and you'll be able to access the discussion board, questions, give ideas, suggestions, great things you've learned, and all of that. So if you haven't yet joined the group, please make sure that you follow the link that's here on the slide so that you can get access to that and and just be part of what we do. If you have something that you would like to share, we would love to have you join us for one of these monthly webinars. So please fill out the survey and indicate what you might be willing to share with the groups. I think we all have things that we can offer. So that's a great part of this group.
For sure. All right, so we're looking at some new things coming out from Google. Just last week, I believe it was, they had their Anywhere School event, which was their back to school kind of launch of a whole bunch of new features. And so we're going to look through a couple of those. This first slide is talking about Google Classroom. So there was a whole bunch of new updates to Google Classroom that they announced. The first which was class invite links. So previously, teachers could only send a code to students or invite them through like an email address. Now you can send a direct link to your classroom to students or parents or whoever you need to get it to. Or you can even post it on a website somewhere, however you need to get it to students so that they can easily access your classroom. There's also a new widget built into Classroom that allows both teachers and students to see what's coming up through assignments and what they might be missing, and then for teachers, what still needs to be graded. In addition, we have a new assignments app that was built by Google. So if your district isn't using Classroom, but you want the functionality of being able to kind of give each student their own copy of something and then quickly provide feedback and gather all of those submissions from your students, assignments is a great option that can be integrated into most learning management systems. So I would check out that app and see what your IT can do with it.
Yeah, that one sounds awesome. I'm really hoping that you can use it. I know Canvas is one of the LMS systems that it will work with. And I think that's going to be really great for a lot of us.
Definitely.
Yay.
All right. And so we also have some great new Google Meet features coming out in September that Google just announced. So one of the biggest ones that I can see myself using is if you have somebody that's constantly an issue or constantly trying to join your Meet that shouldn't be there, you can prohibit a participant from joining after they've been ejected or after they've been denied twice. You can also end the meeting for all participants when the class is finished, so that you're ensuring that students aren't in there by themselves, so that they're not, so that they're always monitored by an adult. You can also manage join requests by ease, and you can accept or reject them in bulk instead of doing them individually. You're able to disable in-meeting chat now, which can be super helpful if you have some of the little ones or even some of the bigger ones, and they might have some inappropriate things to say. So that's a great way to kind of nip that in the bud. And then you can also set restrictions on who can present during a meeting. So same idea, if you want to kind of make sure they're focused on you and what you have for them, the information you're kind of putting out there for them, this is a great option. And then the last one there is allowing students to not join a meeting if you're not there to monitor them, so that a teacher has to be the first person to join, and they're kind of in like a waiting room type of situation until you get there.
That's awesome. You can see that Google really put some thought into making sure that the safety and security of the students, of the class, and just everything in general is taken into consideration.
Definitely.
I love it. So kind of still talking about what we can do with students, this was also rolled out last week at the Google Anywhere School, is what they call their tech toolkit for families and guardians. Essentially, Google was hearing a lot from parents and even from teachers that the kids were having trouble not understanding how to use tools, or the parents didn't know how to help there's just because there's a lot of technology that we're really requiring these students to do now. And a lot, if they're learning virtually, they're not doing it with the teacher right there to help them through it. So one of the things that's part of this tech toolkit is the Google Junior Training Series. It's I actually got to work on this project with the global GEG, the Global Google Educator Group, and it's a series of over 60 videos training students and their families on how to use so many different tools in Google. It starts with everything from how to join a class in Classroom, how to access assignments, how to do things in your Google Drive, create a new document. It really goes through almost everything that a student would need to do. And the nice thing is the videos are aimed at like the middle school age group. So middle school, high school kids, upper elementary are going to be able to watch these videos and understand how to do the various skills. There's even things for Google Keep, which is one of the videos I worked on. So you name it, it's in there. So please check that out. It's on YouTube. It's available for anybody who can benefit from it. Also in the tech toolkit, they have a glossary. So if parents are not sure what these various Google terms mean, they can look them up. A whole document about best practices, talking about how the families can balance this technology at home. It's definitely something new. We weren't thinking about this as much a year ago when the kids were going to have these devices in their hands as much as they are right now. They talk about some different tools like the Family Link, which allows parents to kind of control how much time the students are spending online. Well, now that Family Link is going to also go into their school Google account, so they can limit how much time they're spending on non-school activities and school activities. So it's a great thing. There's also just a frequently asked questions. So please check out those links, share them with your students, share them with their families, share them with your teachers. I think even if you have teachers who are unsure about some of these tools, the videos are going to be really helpful for them.
It's really great to see them supporting parents when we realize like how much they're going to be so much more involved in learning at home now.
Absolutely. And I think the parents, they want to help, they want to understand, and they want to be part of it. So this is a really great way to help bridge that. And the other thing is the videos are short. They're all like 90 seconds to 2 minutes long. So it's very, very manageable pieces there.
Very cool.
And then something for you, for the teachers, is a new course in the Teacher Center. The Teacher Center is where you will go as a teacher if you want to learn about the various Google tools. That's where you can access the certification courses, level 1, level 2, trainer, innovator, all of that stuff is housed there in the Teacher Center. Well, the newest course that they've just added is called Inspire Creativity Through Learner Engagement. And it's really meant to help teachers support this aspect of creativity, student voice, student engagement, using the various digital Google tools. And I think this is something a lot of us are talking about. You know, we're used to doing it face-to-face, hands-on with kids right there. And if you're not going to be face-to-face, if you're not going to be in the classroom, it's different. So check out the new course. As with all of the Google courses, it's free. It's there. You do it at your own pace. You take your time, you do what you need to do. So I think it's another just really great resource that Google's putting out for us. So there are some upcoming events, things that are coming. These ones are all from Global GEG, the Global Google Educator Group. If you haven't joined that group, definitely check it out, or at least check out their website. They've got so many wonderful things. Every webinar that they've put on is available to watch on the website at any time. And there's several that I've actually shared with various teachers saying, you got to check this out. You'll love it. So on the 22nd, I think that's Saturday, if I get my dates right. Yep. I don't even know right now.
It all blends together, right? Yeah.
Yeah, totally run together. There's going to be a session on Pear Deck. So if you haven't used Pear Deck before, Pear Deck is, I think of it as a Google add-on that's going to make your slides presentations interactive. Essentially, it's going to add some interactivity, some great formative assessment things that you can do with your students. So Pear Deck will be on Saturday. Every Sunday, you can check out the GEG staff room, which is, think of it as just an informal place to talk to educators and to talk through various challenges, various problems. A lot of times it's just a place for support, and it's a great group of people there every Sunday at 3 p.m. And then on the 29th, so next Saturday, Googlers of the Round Table. They're going to have a whole crew of Googlers from around the world just getting around talking. And this is going to be a back to school edition, talking about various challenges, things we have coming up, and sharing ideas, brainstorming, and all of that good stuff. So please check out all three of those events. I think they'll be great. Definitely.
All right, and we have some people that have completed their level 1 and level 2 Google certified educators. So exciting. So we have Christina C, who completed both her level 1 and level 2. And then we have Beth S and Louisa P, who completed their level 2. So congratulations to all of you. And if you have completed your own and you want us to kind of celebrate you just like them, give us an email or post it in the group. We are always excited to see people joining in on the Google goodness.
Yeah. And as we said before, the Google Teacher Center is a great place to check out those certifications, and the training is free. Like, I can't say it enough times. It's so worthwhile. And then you can take that test to add that certification to your list. So I know we probably have more people who completed their certifications recently. So congratulations to you. We're very excited about that. Definitely. All right, so it's time to bring back our guest. There she is. Hi, Katie.
Hi. Some of those features were really great. It was exciting to hear about those.
I know. I love it. Love it. Love it. All right, so you're going to now talk to us about Google Earth.
Yeah. So last summer, right after ISTE, not too long after that, they released basically a new Google Earth and Google Earth projects, which are phenomenal. And I've really enjoyed doing some of these Google Earth projects with my a lot of my foreign language teachers and a lot of my social studies and English teachers and science teachers. It's just really great, can be applicable to so many contents. So in the URL earth.itcsforall.com, you can access this Wakelet. And this Wakelet is where I have all the resources that I'm going to refer to tonight. Just to start out, whenever I really recommend people watch this video that's in the Wakelet about how Google Earth is actually created. So I'm a former Earth science teacher, former environmental science teacher. So maps are I'm a map geek. So I just love maps. And this video shows you how they created the 3D imagery with, the satellite images and aerial photography and the cameras on the ground on the street crew. So it's just a really great video to kind of watch if you're going to do one of these activities with your students so they can understand the science behind how this program was made. I'm not going to go through the whole Wakelet. That's yours to look at later. But I do want to show you the two main features or two main things you can do in Google Earth. So the first one, you don't need a Google account for. So you can totally access earth.google.com without a Google account, and you can explore. And you can just look at maps, or you can go to Voyager. And Voyager, you access by clicking the little like captain's wheel of a ship. So click on the wheel and Voyager will appear. And these are tons of pre-made field trips that your students can look at and explore, again, without having to log into Google. So if you have littles, this is a great thing that you can share with them and their families to explore a topic. And they have all different types of topics that you can have students explore, from nature to geology, to cultural projects, to sports stadiums around the world. The one that I'm going to show you that I think really hits home right now is This Is Home. So this is made with Google Street View, it says, and it says the way we live from a new perspective. So since we're all stuck at home still pretty much, I thought this would be appropriate to see what other homes around the world look like. So if I click the project, it will open, and it does sometimes take a minute, but here we are. We're in somewhere with like Bedouin tents. So it kind of sets the mood that we're going to explore somewhere very different than our homes. So I'll click Explore, and I can see the world, and I see all the pins on the world, and I can go to all of these places and see what home means to the people of these locations. So let's just say I'll go to South Asia. So the Earth is spinning. I'm zooming in so I can see where in the world this is taking place. And then on the right-hand side of the screen, I have like a photojournalism story and a description. And in the bottom right corner, I can tab through and go to all of the places that were in Southeast Asia and explore. So now I'm going into a Sherpa's home. And then now I'm inside his home, and I just get to know him and explore, and I can click the little guy, the little symbol, and I'm in the home, and I can walk around and explore. So it's very cool, and then I can go to all of those other homes around the world. To share this with my students, it's very easy. So once I get into a story, I can just click Share This Story. So I'm going to look for the three dots. It's always somewhere at the top, either right up here in the middle or on the side. I'll click the dots and I'll see Share This Story. And I have a link. If I'm using Google Classroom, I can easily put it right in there. Or if I'm using another LMS, I can copy the link, put it in my LMS, and students can easily go visit. So again, Voyager, really cool. Field trips that are pre-made. Students can go explore something different than what they see in their four walls of their home. So that's the first feature of Google Earth that I wanted to show you. The second feature of Google Earth is the projects part. So this is the part where students get to create something, their own project like Voyager, with their own creation. So just giving you a brief overview what that would look like. I have one made. It's called a Washington, D.C. tour. So Google Earth projects are combinations of slides and Google Earth locations. So my first thing right here, it says My Tour of Washington. And this is a slide. And I know because it just has that little rectangle. If I have the pin drop, that is a location. So rectangle is a slide, pin drop is a location. So let me click the little pencil and I can edit this slide. The great thing about Google Earth projects is they're collaborative. So just like adding people to a Google Doc, you can share it and people can work together. And also like a Google Doc, it just saves right to your Google Drive. So it's very nice. All right, so I have a title of my slide. I have like some description, and you can see that you can even include links into that description. And you can turn into HTML. So if you do some HTML coding and you knew that, you could do that. But this could be where the students write, any research they've done about Washington, D.C. And then for my background, I have this picture. I'm going to actually trash that background with a little trash can. And I'm just going to choose a solid color. So I can just have a solid color background. And when I go to preview, it's going to look like this. So it's just a slide, kind of like a Google slide. And then you'll see at the bottom, I have just kind of like when I'm presenting a Google slide, I can go to the next frame. But instead of it being a slide, it's now a map. So I'm going to all the places on my map. And for each place on your map, you get one of these cards. And these cards have a picture, which you can change, you can add, and then information, which it originally pulls usually from like Wikipedia, but your students can totally redo and create their own information. So like before actually getting to Google Earth, you would have your kids do the research part. Like what are the places they're going to put onto their project? Just like if they were going to do a regular presentation. And then they can come to Google Earth and create stuff. So once you zoom into the place, you can click the Street View guy in the bottom right corner. And then all of the places where you can drop him become blue. And so then we can drop down right here in front of the Washington Monument. And now it's gone from being just like a PowerPoint presentation to being something that we can explore and really immerse ourselves in. So then we can go back to the navigation and go to our next location. We go back up into the sky and we're flying to our next place, which is the Lincoln Memorial. And we have our like card for the Lincoln Memorial and a description. You can see I left the Wikipedia here, so we could even go there and read more about it. And then I can go to my next spot and I'm just flying again, flying in the sky over to the US Capitol. And maybe I decide I want to explore here. So I click the Street View guy. And again, I look for all of the blue places. So the blue streets are where the Street View cars have gone. And the little dots are where people have uploaded their 365 or 360 degree photos. So anyone who uploads them to Google and makes them available, they can be contributing to these maps. So I'm just going to click right down here on the street. So again, I can just explore. What does it look like in DC? And continue on through all of my places. If I want to edit some of these things, I can. So if I wanted to edit my location of the Lincoln Memorial, again, I just click on the pencil. And see, there's that original Wikipedia information. I haven't changed it. But if I want to change it, I can just click replace. And now I can add my own photo. I can either upload it if I've been to the Lincoln Memorial, or I could just do a Google image search. Oh, and I think this is a really nice photo. So I'm going to pick that. And then this is where I can write some information about the Lincoln Memorial. And I can even change the type of pin that represents the Lincoln Memorial. And once I'm happy with what's there, I just click back and it auto saves. So I don't have to click save anywhere that I go. So that's how you can customize and create these projects. So if I wanted to add a new space onto my map that I don't have listed here, I just click new feature. And I can choose either a place mark, I can draw a line or a shape, or I can add a slide. So that's how I would add a new feature. To share it with someone else, to have them take part, I just click on that head with a plus sign we always see in Google for sharing. And I can just type in their Google, their address. Let's see, let's pick this one. And then I share, just like I would share any other Google file, and they'll get the email that says, hey, this has been shared with you. You can come collaborate. I can also just make them a viewer. but we want collaboration to happen. So that's how you would share it with them. If you just wanted to share it with someone to view, you can get that link to share. You would just copy the link and share it with whoever you wanted to see it. So Google Earth projects is a really cool way to amp up the projects or the presentations your students have been doing. I've done, like I said, a lot of foreign language projects where kids are doing tours of countries in the language that they're studying. So each kid is doing a different country. I did it in a French class, and they also integrated and made menus to restaurants. So they would go to different restaurants and they made the slide a menu. So that's kind of overall how Google Slides or Google Earth works. I just want to show you one more thing that I think takes it to the next level. And that is app smashing it with Canva. If you're not a Canva lover yet, you gotta get on the train. So Canva is a great tool to create graphics. So by smashing Canva and Google Earth, students can create some really, really, I think, innovative projects. So in this project, I am making the project about amusement parks USA. So I'm the student, I'm making a presentation about amusement parks. So I go to Canva and I make all of my slides, just like I'm making a normal slide presentation. So I have amusement parks. I have like how did amusement parks start? Then what was the first one in America, or what was their origins, etc. So I make like my visual presentation. Then I save all of these as a JPEG image. So then I'm able to put these images into my Google Earth project. So I download these as a JPEG, and then I go back to Google Earth. So let me show you what I have so far. So I've uploaded my images. So if I wanted to upload one of those slides that I created, I just go to New Feature. I say Full Screen Slide. All right, so I'm going to pick my slide, my image from my computer. Let's see. Legoland. All right, so I'm going to add a slide for that. I'm going to put Legoland in the title. And that's good, it's saved. All right, so I have all of my slides, and now I want to add locations to go with them. So I just go to New Feature, and I go to Place Mark. And the first thing is the World's Columbian Fair. Ooh, Place Mark. Where is it? A box should be coming up. Oh, it's loading. Okay. I need to just be patient. Oh, okay. Let me try and refresh this. A box should come up where I would type in the location that I want to go to. Let's see. So the first time when you do open Google Earth, it does take a moment, but it is a lot faster than the old program that you had to download. You had to use KLM files. This is so much faster, even though it is taking us a moment. All right, let's see how it works now. Let's see, I'm going to add a place mark. What is happening? Add a place mark. All right, I'm just going to search for a place and then add it. We'll try that way. All right, so I'm going to search, and I'm going to say Kennywood. It's one of my places that I found. Kennywood Park, it's in Pennsylvania. This is one of the original amusement parks. So I like this, so I'm going to add it to my project. I think amusement parks is really fun, actually, for Google Earth because they look really cool from aerial images. So I'm going to add it to my project. I'm going to add it to the amusement parks project, and I'm just going to save it. All right, so now I have that one saved, and I'm going to drag it up, drag the pin up under the Kennywood slide that I added. So let's see how it goes. Okay, all right, perfect. Okay, cool. Let's see another place that I want to go. Just go, and I'm just going to say what was it? Legoland. All right, so there's one in California, there's one in Florida, and there's one in Texas. Wow, so I have some options. Let's go with California. So we fly across America. Then I add this to my project, adding it to the amusement park project. All right. We all haven't really gotten summer vacation, so I thought amusement parks would be fun. Let's see, Coney Island, that's what I need to do. Coney Island. Coney Island, Brooklyn, New York. It's a great place if you've never been there. It's really fun. I'm going to add this to my project. Save. You can see it's an amusement park right on the beach. And then I'm going to drag it up in my project up to Coney Island. Cool. All right, so now I have a slide and a location for everywhere that I'm going to explore. And so if I make the project and then I want to present it, and this is totally something students could present to each other on Zoom. So this would be a great activity for them to create something and then share with you know, their classmates in Google Meet time or Zoom time or however, whatever platform your school is using. All right, so I have my intro slide, and then we talk about, you know, amusement parks have their origins in European gardens. And the very first origin in the US was the Chicago's World's Fair in 1893. And then we go to Coney Island, very first amusement park, the first amusement park that stayed in one location. And then you see now we're in here and we're going into Coney Island. And then we can zoom in. And if kids want to explore Coney Island and walk around, again, you just click on that guy, the Street View man, and all the blue streets come up where you can land. And I can drop them right here. And we go down and we can explore Coney Island. So these projects would be really fun for students to make and then have students explore each other's projects. It's a lot more fun than just looking through slides with pictures, especially when they start to see people in Street View and see, you know, oh, that guy is, you know, drinking a Coke or whatever that person on this Street View is doing. Because I can totally turn around and see there are people in the park. Yeah. All right, and so we're in Coney Island, and now we're going to go to the next place. And then, you know, talk about more about Coney Island, all the other parks that popped up there. And then we're in Kennywood, which is one of the old school amusement parks that still survives, along with Cedar Point. And now we fly all the way to Pennsylvania. So hopefully that was a good overview of Google Earth for you and some ways that you can incorporate it into your classroom. Again, this really lends itself well to earth science and making tours of different geologic formations, or English and doing a booklet tour. So any of the locations in a book, or social studies, of course, any of the historical locations. I just think these are really fun projects.
Well, thanks so much, Katie. We really appreciate it. This was an awesome presentation.
Yeah, all of the wheels are turning. As you were going through the amusement park one, I was actually thinking it could be a really cool cross-curricular if you teamed up with math and science to figure out the roller coasters.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
that would be fun.
And you can use that the line and shape thing to do math. You can do lines and shapes and do city blocks and kind of talk about area and circumference and things like that with those tools. So definitely can be used in almost all contexts.
Yeah. In music, there's so much. I mean, are there could I tour a concert hall? Do you think could we find a? Yeah,
there is in the Voyager. There are concert hall tours. Yeah,
that's so cool.
And then you can just plan your concert tour.
Yeah,
all the clubs that you're gonna hit when you become big.
That could be really fun. I mean, that's going to be a lot of moving forward. I think is going to be thinking about how can we give the kids the choice, tap into their interests, find things that are going to really speak to them, and that could be fun.
Yeah, I think it's really fun. The kids that I've done it the past year with have really liked it.
And it's so great to see something that's so application based. Like you can so easily see their learning through this, whereas compared to like a multiple choice question or whatever,
Right.
this is it gives them so much more creativity to show us their learning. Which is
It
great.
really does. And I will show you one thing that I left out, but I had someone ask me like, oh, can we add audio to this?
Oh.
And you can't technically, but you can hack it. And I think this is where I have it hacked. Well,
I saw it in one of these.
Yeah, you can. Here it is. Yeah. So I just created a link to a audio file in my Google Drive. And so they click on that. Let me go to the preview mode. They click on it, it will open the Google Drive audio file, and then they can add that audio. So for those kids who might be better with audio, they can definitely incorporate an audio piece into it. It opens in a new tab, but it's still a hack.
Could they, so you were talking about them like presenting it, right?
Yeah. Oh.
So could we take this another step and could they like screen record and narrate?
Oh.
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
So I'm picturing like, could they do a screen record, narrate it, upload it into Flipgrid, and then suddenly you have this whole entire grid of
tours. Yeah.
Very cool.
And then
Theresa, I feel like you could take it even a step further maybe. And could you have kids create a score for a tour?
Yeah.
As in they would play their own music.
That'd be awesome.
Who would tour throughout the country or something. That would be so neat.
That would be really cool.
So many levels. So many levels.
Very cool.
That's really cool. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I can't like stop thinking about all the things.
Right. The brain just keeps turning. Yeah.
Yeah. So what ages have you used this with?
I'm in high school, so I've used this with high school.
Okay. But I feel like middle school kids would be able to with support.
Definitely.
Correct. Yeah, I totally think they can use it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Because if they can make a Google Doc, they can make a Google Earth presentation.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just teaching them different features within the tool. That's all.
Yeah, because many of the, you see the same sharing head. So they're very used to those symbols and the pencil. Oh, I must write something here.
Exactly.
They're very used to what those things mean.
That's great.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. Cool. So you had your Wakelet that had the and that just has a link to just various resources and things that we can access, right?
Yeah. So a link to that video, and then just let's see, what else do I want here? What can you do with it? So I talk about those things, the Voyager, the projects, and just also walking around cities. So just outlines, again, the features that I kind of went over today, and then how you might make a project, and some project ideas.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
And
for giving us your time tonight. This is great because everyone's going back to school and just trying to think about the ways we can engage the students and really give them a great experience. So
it is all hands on deck.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
You guys you could even do this. The teacher, I think, for littles could even create it for them. So, it could be a cool like first day or first week or first couple weeks, where were you born? And we'll make an activity.
Oh, that could be cool. Yeah.
So lots of ways you could use it as a get to know you activity too.
Yeah.
And then for the card, you could put each kid's picture. Or you could have a kid like make their own avatar and then you put that up.
Sure.
So lots of ways you could.
That could be a neat like circle time. Okay, today we're going to go to Johnny.
Right. Yeah.
And Johnny, tell us about your where you were born.
I just think about my students and the whole world of where they're born and how cool one presentation like in a class could be.
Yeah.
Bouncing all around.
Very cool.
Oh, sorry, I'm just picturing all the little kindergarten kids flying to flying to their next location. Oh my gosh.
So much fun.
I love it. Well, this is great. So awesome. Well, thank you again for being here. To everybody watching, stay tuned for September info. We were discussing that, trying to think about what's going to be best for everybody in September. What do we all need? What will we need?
Definitely. Yeah.
Yes.
And we'll share that out on Twitter and on our website and also in the Google group. So if you haven't joined that, be sure to go to those links in the slides. And we'll also link that in the description of the YouTube video too, once this is all processed.
Yep, perfect. Awesome.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining.
Thanks and have a good night. Bye.